Welcome back. Sitting here with Mike Rand, gossiping around. Man, something had me thinking. We had a recent killing in my hometown, and there were several people posting about how, you're from the city and these are your people too, even though you moved away, these are your people. And it brought to my attention that is really true. We tend to forget where we came from, and I feel like I'm really guilty of it. We grow up in these cities, we grow up in these towns, and we leave certain things, and a lot of times we leave those things that aren't positive. When you think about it, it's like, if you have the ability to help and you don't put in the effort to help, you're really hurting. You're hurting. So I was just thinking about, how do we start to create a more positive environment to help others where we from? Because that's what it's all about. When I was young and I was around my old heads would be like, go out, do what you gotta do, go back, bring somebody with you. And, that's always been my mentality, but I don't know how to do it. It's easy to say, hey, I know a better way, follow me. And when that individual don't want you to help them, or they're not openly receptive to you helping them, it creates this distinct hurtness. It's like, hey, I'm helping, I'm here for you. Oh, I don't want your help, man, you don't know nothing. And it just hits you, like a stomach gut. So I feel like we definitely need to figure out a way to help people, because when we were kids, we were simple, but as you get older, you get more, I ain't gonna say hard-headed, but you get this barrier that you have to overcome just to listen to somebody. You grow up in a house and your upbringing is parents, grandparents, family, but through those relationships, as you get older, they supposed to get stronger, but they get weaker. And as they get weaker, you become something. And you get to a certain point where you're going to be who you are. I've read a lot of philosophy. I've done a lot of deep reading about things. And I've learned that, you are who you are, and you are because of your upbringing. But it's not necessarily how you grew up. It's what you took from what you grew up. You know what I'm saying? People get that twisted, People are like, well, I grew up poor, so I am poor. It's like, no, you took poor out of what you grew up. There's a lot of things that went on besides being poor. You know what I'm saying? It's like relationships, I heard this from a homeboy. One of my homeboys telling me he was talking to this chick, and this chick just said something to him that made him hurt. The black chick was like, all black men cheat. I've been hearing all black men cheat for about 10 years, but I ain't take it serious because I was young. But as I get older, I hear black men cheat, and I'm like, damn, what's the difference between a black man and not black man? All men cheat, or all men don't cheat. You can't just put in the category, you're black, you cheat. No, if all you date is black men and they cheat on you, yeah, black men cheat. But if you're dating different races and they cheat on you, okay, what is it then? So that's what I've been noticing and wanting to bring attention to, because we have to figure out new creative ways to help people where we come from, because they're more likely to listen. If I'm out and about and I say Tennessee, people just light up like, oh shit, Tennessee, you're from Tennessee. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from Tennessee. Now, I will say, the first thing they say is, you from Memphis. And, you know, I'm like, nah, I'm from close to Memphis. But I know a lot about Memphis. But it starts that conversation and that connection between people. And it helps me connect with them. And when I connect with them, we can have conversations and I'm able to help them. But they're also able to help me because, you know, if it's some young cat who just, you know, moved from Tennessee in the past 5 years, he know more than me. You know, I grew up going to Memphis was like a big thing, but I'm not going to say I conquered Memphis, but as a 20-year-old, I did the most you can do in Memphis. Now, I will say you cross that bridge 21, it's a whole new world, but as a young buck, I was in that thing, doing my what 20-year-olds do. So I can relate to a young cat growing up, Tennessee, Memphis, you know. So I want to further the conversation on helping. Because like even in the Bible, you know, we all got talents, you know. And I feel like it's critical to sharpen our talents to go help other people do things that will help them and show them there's a way out of what they're going through. Now, I wouldn't say save. Save is a really big thing to do. Save means responsibility for failure. You know what I'm saying? So it's not save, but I would say help. You know, shine a light. Hey, y'all, you guys fighting. You guys shooting each other up. But it's like, how is your life in 10 years from now? You know? If I hurt you, you're going to try to hurt me. So why not we think of some creative way to where we're not hurting each other? Because if you do something to me, I may do something to you. Or somebody may do something to you. And at the end of the day, all they do is hurt the environment indirectly. Because you're not directly trying to hurt the environment. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to hurt so-and-so. You're not trying to hurt. But it ends up hurting. You know, it just hit me a certain way to like, I'm not going to say people still shooting, but like people still feel the need to shoot each other over whatever. I do not see a situation where you feel like you gotta shoot somebody. I do understand standing up for yourself, defending yourself, but if you get to the point that you gotta shoot somebody, that's not good. Because a bullet don't have a name on it. It just got a little number on it. That's all. It ain't got a name on it. It don't say this bullet is for you. Here. But when you kill that person, what kind of life do you live knowing you killed somebody and people knowing you killed somebody? You don't improve. You know, your situation not improved because you killed somebody. If you get away with it or you don't get away, your situation is not improved. And I remember a quick story where I and a few of my friends, we were talking about things we did growing up and how we couldn't do those today. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff we did, we couldn't do today and vice versa. The stuff my daddy did, I couldn't do in my day. But there are similarities. But also, you have to build relationships to keep the connection there, you know, and that's what I feel like when you leave home and don't check on home enough. You forget, you know, like, I'm from Jackson, Tennessee. When I grew up, East Jackson was dangerous. But guess what? When I left East Jackson and I became an adult, I lived in a city called San Pedro. San Pedro, California, is a predominantly dangerous Mexican-filled city. So I wasn't as scared being around Mexicans because I didn't relate to Mexicans, so I didn't feel danger. But if I go to East Jackson, I'm scared. But you look at it on a national level, oh my goodness. I shouldn't feel scared living where I'm living at. I should be able to live. And that's what I've learned. But I create a disconnect by not going home and throwing myself out there to my community, like, hey, community, I can help you. Let me show you how I can help you. But it's hard when you're not in your community. My best friend lives in Tennessee. He grew a love for football. As an adult, he coaches football and helping these young kids. My ass, I don't even live in the city I was raised, but I'm doing things in my city that I developed and liked growing up. It just, unfortunately, it took for me to grow up and move to learn these things. But as I'm comfortable doing these things, I feel like it's definitely time to go out and start outreaching to my community that I was raised in. That's only right. That's the only right thing to do. Definitely. So I definitely want to open the floor up for that. We definitely got to reach out, start helping, uplifting, bringing people along, and just creating a better space. Because we going to be having kids. And when we have kids, we drop these kids off somewhere. Who going to raise these kids? The damn people we didn't help grow up. So we got to invest in our community, because it's only going to be the people who are raising our kids and taking care of us one day. All right.